This is the first look we get at a fully healthy Lakers team, and I still think people are underrating this trade because LeBron actually got some shooting, bro. LeBron got some shooting. Instead of coming off the screen, whereas before he would have Patrick Beverly right there, or Kendrick Nunn, or Russell Westbrook, he has D'Angelo Russell and Malik Beasley, 40% three-point shooters. And so now it's just a matter of, are they going to be able to put the pieces together before the season finishes? And on top of that, they compete defensively. Now, let me finish this fast break off right quick. We're going to go right back. Something a lot of people know, but some don't, is that when you do come over on this help, Pete Malik Beasley, is that if you do come over this help and stunt, as you're getting back, make sure you throw your hands up. Just because usually that pass is going to go up in the air to kick it out. It's not usually going to be a bounce pass. And if they do throw in the air, hands are going to be right there to be able to get a deflection. And that's how Malik Beasley got this steal right here. So every time you make that stunt, make sure you got your hands up. So this is a huge difference, bro. This is a huge difference. You don't have Patrick Beverly right here, 34% three-point shooter or whatever, or Westbrook, a 32% three-point shooter. You have D'Lo, 40%. And on open shots, probably like 45%. Huge difference. And then you got Jared Vanderbilt, of course, making his hustle plays. But on top of that, now let me tell you how this trade impacts how defenses play them. The main difference between having this roster now, having the guys like Malik Beasley, D'Angelo Russell coming off in these pick and rolls, is that the defense has to be honest. They have to be honest. Because you can't come here and just pack the paint like they did before and just not even give a closeout and just let them shoot. They now have to really decide who they want to play. Do they want to play the ball handler? Do they want to play the role? Anthony Davis or Malik Beasley in this situation? And if they don't, you got LeBron on the outside, you got D'Lo on the outside, instead of having just two non-shooters on the perimeter. And you have guys who can actually make these plays. Hey, bro, and this is why I like Vanderbilt. He's not like these guys who just settle for threes. He's going to cut. I said this the whole time. I said it since the start of the season about the Lakers. They couldn't shoot. You can't shoot. They're going to help all the way over. Their back's going to be turned. Their head's going to be turned. They're not going to be able to see you. So cut to the rim. And so that's what Vanderbilt does on this Lakers team now, which the Lakers should have done way before. Peep CJ McCollum. I want you to notice this again right quick. And by the way, make sure you subscribe, like, and turn on notifications because we're dropping breakdowns daily. And these breakdowns come live very soon. So go check that link in the description. Go follow, and let's get right back to it. Notice how he recovers back. Malik Beasley is able to get downhill. If you're in the situation you're trying to go make this stunt after help, your teammate gets back in front. Now you need to get back to yours. So your primary goal should be, how can I get back to my defender? Forget the ball now. I need to get back to my defender, get in good position, because now my teammate is in good position to guard the ball. And so notice CJ's head. He's still turning back and forth to look at the ball, but for what reason? There's no reason to. You got to get back to your player. So as soon as you make that stunt and get back, I should go directly to your player, because it doesn't matter where that ball is if you don't know where the person you're guarding is. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that if you're stunning back, get your hands up, you get your eyes. Anthony Davis. We forget that he's actually all defensive level player because he just doesn't play basketball often. But notice D'Lo, bro. Notice the low rip through. Anytime you see somebody go to a low rip through, please don't fall for it. It's foul bait every time. Just don't go for it. I know it's going to be hard to stop the habit of it going for that ball because you see it's right in front of you, but it's just too low. You're going to be like, oh, I got caught again. I got caught once again. You got the foul. I didn't get the ball this time. Now I need you to realize it, control yourself. And so now as you begin to see that same motion happen over and over again, you just pull your hands back. Don't even try to get it. It's going to take time to build the habit of not going for it, but you can build that habit and avoid a few fouls because that could be a huge difference. First quarter, you get one cheap foul, boom, then you hit his arm, 2 fouls first quarter. It's a huge difference. Hey, bro, the sad thing about this foul call right here is that LeBron will not get this foul unless he wailed his arms out. Unless he wailed his whole body. Unless he did that whole extra movement and whatnot, he's not getting that foul call. And I guess Bron's learned his lesson throughout the years, and especially in that Celtics game. Good Lord, that was terrible. And as they started this game, peep how they started with D'Lo, Beasley, Braun, Vanderbilt, and AD. That's the starting five I'd like to see. But I forgot to even have Rui Hachimura, bro. Their depth and versatility is underrated. Like I was saying, it's just a matter of will they be able to get these pieces together and be able to get into the playoffs at least.
Currently in fourth place in the West, they've won 2 in a row. Here's Schroeder penetrating.
Now right here, Schroeder is great at doing this. And that's as soon as you make this catch, he sees a defender sprinting at him and he just attacks downhill. Now, is Jose Alvarado on top of it? Is he reacting quick? Yes, he is. But he's not in legal guarding position. His whole body is turned. So as soon as Schroeder makes that bump, it's going to be a foul. So anytime you see somebody making that hard closeout, they're sprinting out, regardless of how good they are, a lot of times they're not going to be able to stop themselves, get back in front, and be in legal guarding position without getting a foul. So you see that hard closeout, make sure you just rip and attack. Unless you're really feeling hot, you grab it, shoot it quick, but not a lot of players is like that.
You know exactly what Josh Richardson is bringing to the table. Toughness, competitive spirit,
Hey,
and timely play.
Vanderbilt's hustle, bro. Vanderbilt's hustle. I'm gonna go back. Come on, bro. Look, Beasley throws a turnover. Beasley is the one that throws the turnover. And watch Jose Alvarado. Cuts right in front of his face. Beasley sulks. He's upset. He's just like, damn, I threw a turnover. He gets upset. A lot of players do this, but it's a habit you got to break. But Vanderbilt, who did absolutely nothing wrong on this play, is the one that recovered for his teammate Malik Beasley. That's a real one right there. That's a real one. And that's a player who just wants to win. They don't care what happened. He's going to help his teammates recover for him. And that's what I guess we would call nowadays a W teammate. W teammate right there, bro. Just somebody who wants to win.
Defenders right now, absolutely disruptive defensively. What the damage that they can do.
They were number 2 in steals.
Hey, now if you peep D'Lo, his mid-range, he shoots it different than most people. Most people jump high up on their mid-range, get a lot of legs, and then delay that shot release. D'Lo uses very little legs, then lets it go. Because he's still able to time it, and he still is able to have that soft touch from a shorter range, which is kind of different. That's rare that you see players shoot with little legs on mid-range shots. But if you don't feel comfortable shooting your mid-range with a lot of legs, or you even don't use a lot of legs on your threes, you can just do something like this from the mid-range and still be just as effective. Just also note that you got to kind of change your shot path and how you arc your shot so you can get it over the top, because you're not going to have as much space sometimes.
Lead back to 11. 53-42. Here's Murphy from deep.
Hey, how often do you see players box out nowadays? I would say never. I would say maybe 1.4 average box outs per possession. Maybe like 1.4 to 1.2, because it's really sad sometimes. Like Vanderbilt tries to sky in and get this rebound, but nobody boxes out except for AD. And then Herb Jones, who comes all the way from this right wing, just comes over at top in the middle, steals the ball, or steals the rebound, gets the ball back up. So you got to start boxing out more often. It's sad that we don't even see it anymore nowadays. Now notice Valanciunas and CJ. Notice Valanciunas and CJ. You saw that hand up by CJ? He's letting him know, I'm going to take yours for now, but he's not going to stay matched up. He just needs to know, and he's still pointing. He's still waiting for him to see him. Where is he at? But he's behind him now. CJ cannot see him at this point. So he's late to be able to go switch back and get Malik Beasley, because Valanciunas did not communicate to him and tell him where he was. Although Valanciunas was indeed there, McCollum was not able to see him because he was focused on the ball, and Valanciunas got behind him. So all because you could see somebody doesn't mean your teammate can see you back. So you always need to communicate everything you see, talk it. And by talking whatever you see, you'll keep your teammates engaged, and even in any situation that you're in. Notice D'Lo. Notice D'Lo. Peep what D'Lo did at the start of that play. Boom, CJ jumps it. Or he was about to jump it. But what did D'Lo do? He ain't use it. He just went right back, and that forced CJ to commit. Notice. Let's watch it one more time. One more time. He's about to go. Then he brings it right back. He sees CJ about to jump it, because if he flares out, CJ's going to be in all the passing lanes possible that can reach the ball to him. So instead of using that screen, he just comes right back like he's not going to use it anymore. forces CJ to commit to his body and chase him around over the top so D'Lo could get that curl going to the paint.
They have a 2-point lead. 5 minutes gone by in the third. Russell has fouled his team.
Be patient on your screens.
Right before the game for the first time. Good hand
If you ever get caught in a vulnerable position, or
has fouled his
if you go stunt on help,
teams right before the game.
throw your hands in the pockets. Throw your hands in the pockets. It's a last-ditch effort. Now, in situations like this where you get backdoored and this is not help on a stunt, throw your hands down. Because now when you get backdoored, they like to throw that bounce pass. They don't like to throw that pass in the air. Usually going to be a bounce pass. So try to throw your hands as in the area of where the person you're guarding would catch the ball. Instead of trying to get the ball up high or whatever, where they're going to catch the ball, because they got to catch it. It has to reach their hands. So get your hands somewhere in that line where the ball is where they'll be able to catch it.
The first time. Good hands by
Hey, now Mo's first game as a Laker. Had a pretty good second half. First half was pretty rough. But I also want to talk about this. D'Lo is committed on the defensive side of the ball. He's committed. He's giving effort. He's trying his best. I'm not saying he's a great defender, but all you need out of each one of your players is commitment on the defensive end to actually get through screens, to be able to communicate, be able to do all these things. Defensively, that's all you could ask for. Then how well somebody plays, that just depends on their skill level and how much more they want to get better. But you just need effort at least. But another thing I noticed with Mo Bamba is that he's great at putting his hands in pockets, like I was talking about before. Now, it's not even about being off the ball. He does it great on the ball. And I watched the Magic game a few weeks ago where Mo guarded James Harden in an ISO one-on-one and was able to strip him. Only because he was guarding the ball and put his hand in the dribbling pocket of James Harden. I think it was the middle of the court. Harden had his left foot forward, right foot back. And then Mo Bamba put that right hand in James Harden's left pocket. And he just sat on it, and he was just staying there. He didn't fall for none of his fakes. The second he brought that ball over to his left hand, he swiped it out and got the steal on James Harden. He had no business of guarding James Harden on the perimeter. Absolutely no business, but he just kept his hand in that pocket and was able to get that steal. Now, it's the same thing that applies to when players have the ball in the triple threat when they pick the ball up. And in this situation right here, Trey Murphy has nowhere to have the ball except for above his head, because that's the only way he'll be able to make this pass. And so he's trying to keep it right here protected, but with Mo in his length, he's able to keep his hand in that pocket, stay a good distance away, and be able to make Murphy lose that ball. And then he's able to get that steal. And on top of that, great at protecting the rim. And that's why I feel Mo, on top of his shooting ability, better fit for the Lakers than Thomas Bryant. Because Thomas Bryant is better scoring within the paint, rolling to the rim. But Mo, he can stretch the floor out and provide shooting that the Lakers don't have. So, hey, Peep Schroeder. Hey, Peep Schroeder. Peep Schroeder, bro. We all know how this feels. We all know how Schroeder felt in that moment. We know what he felt. We know what he was thinking. We know all of it. Because when you see a teammate get this pass right here, and someone closes out hard, and you're literally one pass away from your teammate having a wide open shot, you thinking to yourself, he better hit this shot. He better hit this shot. Rattles out, and he's just shook. He's like, I'm right here. I'm right here. And he's still looking at him. He's shook, bro. We all know how that feels. We all do not know how that feels. At least I don't. I ain't never airballed a free throw in my life. Never in my life. Maybe if I shot it with my left hand when I was in like the 10th grade. But with my dominant hand, airballing free throws is crazy to me. It's just crazy to me. It's a form shot from about like, 18 feet. And airball it, that's tough. That's tough. Now, I'm not knocking LeBron for his skill set or nothing before you get to saying something crazy. I'm just saying airballing the free throw was crazy. Bron is still the best player of all time. Don't get it twisted. Great dime by Bron. Hey, and I can say this, bro. As a Magic fan, I'm happy to see Mo on a team where he could actually get some run in, bro. Mo was not playing in Orlando, bro. Mo Wagner had took a spot. And then we had Wendell Carter at the starting position. And then they would have to repay Mo, but then he wasn't playing and just found a cheaper replacement for him and someone who maybe even fit better. Hey, you had to do what you got to do, but I'm happy to see Mo somewhere where he could actually play. And I ain't gonna lie, I seen Kobe for a second. I seen it was very Kobe-esque right here. Very Kobe-esque. The jab steps, the pump fake, the ball manipulation, the movement, the stutters, the pump fake, step through with the left hand. Very Kobe-esque right there.
He's been phenomenal all year, but especially during this 11
Notice AD. Great position on the offensive rebound. Now, if you're going to crash the glass from a position in this area, a great thing to note is that players usually tend to go box out a little late. And if you know your teammate's about to go up into a shot, or it's getting close down on the shot clock or the time, whatever it may be, get your position early before your defender goes and hits you, because they won't go and find you until they see that person go up into the shot. But you know your teammate's better than anybody, and you know if they're going to take that shot or not. So what AD does is that instead of just standing right here and just sitting around the rim and watching the ball, he gets to the rim and comes back up into Valanciunas, gets that his box out. And by LeBron shooting a mid-range shot, that miss is just a little softer than it would be for a three. And the ball just lands right there. He's able to put it back up.
He talked to you?
No, because I voted for him. So
Pete Vanderbilt.
Oh, he knew which way.
Pete Vanderbilt.
he knew it, the ones that didn't.
Hey, that's how you play great defense without using your hands. Great defense. He ain't use his hands. No hand checks. No bumping. He just moving his feet.
Talked to you?
Just moving his feet.
I voted for him, so he wasn't mad at me.
Shows his hands high.
Knew which way you voted?
Moves his feet. And no hand check, mind you. He's just staying in front, using his feet. No hand check on the drive either. He's still with them, moving lateral, moving his feet.
Knew it, the ones that didn't.
Hands in legal position, forces BI to hit him in the mouth. Great D by Vanderbilt last night on BI.
To me, listening to that wire, that's outstanding coaching.
Once again, like I said, hands in pockets, hands in pockets, hands in pockets, hands in pockets, hands in the passing lanes. Both AD and Troy Brown got their hands down there because in this pick and roll, that pocket pass, that bounce pass, that's where it's going to go. And if you miss it, so be it. But at least you're making it harder for the player to get that ball through. And if they slip up, you got the steal. If they don't, you're still making it a little harder. They have to think a little more.
And conversely, if I'm Darvin Ham, my discussion with my
Finish this one off, fast break. And that's the end of this video. Make sure you subscribe, like, turn on those notifications because we dropping breakdowns daily. And we starting going live very soon. These breakdowns coming live very soon. So go hit that link in the description. Go follow. And we out of here.